What's up? This is Almost Fiction, where we make all the predictions on everything fantasy and in between. We are on Charmed Season 1, Episode 3. It's called Thank You for Not Morphing. Let's check this one out.
So, we're free 20 minutes? Prue, you can't do a party in 20 minutes. Watch it. Prue's party tips, meet, greet, and bail. Hey, I'm sorry, but some of us have a job, and some of us have fun. Some of us are having a really bad hair day. You know, that is a sign. Let's turn back now before it's too late. No. Prue, it's never too late for a party. It's never too late, Prue. Remember my sweet...
Piper's so cute. Yeah, so the beginning of the episode shows this creepy dog looking at them. Diss right there. Here comes Prue with the disses already.
Oh, the sisters Hallowell. Now the party can begin.
Well, it's about time you chicks showed.
Hey, Prue, I'm glad you made it.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, Fritz.
Restoring it.
The neighbors are pretty friendly.
You guys knew the old ones.
Probably.
My turn.
Okay, I saw. I was perky. Now I just want my head on a pillow. Yeah, Prue, we just
Prue
got
literally
here.
just walked into this party, the neighbor's party, and she's already ready to go. And her sisters are kind of stalling her. I wonder why.
Alright, what's going on? Going on? What do you mean?
Prue picked up on it right away.
What a coinkydink. Look who's here.
And look at that. It's because they're setting her up to see Andy. So I wonder how things ended, because she obviously doesn't want to be around him or something. I don't know. She's just very tired.
Phoebe, you didn't.
Well, your fingers weren't doing the walking. Somebody's had to.
We've been through this, okay? Cop, witch. It's not a love connection.
Boy, girl.
Come on. That's right. Boy, girl, lighten up. Dang. Could we dare call this Encyclopedia? Because she knows all about Golden State Warriors now.
Did you see them get creamed by the Lakers?
Impressive. Is that a yes?
Just
I
say yes.
I might have a thing.
A thing. So, Prue, I hear your friend's a cop.
Inspector, actually.
Woohoo! Okay, looks like Demon Dog. It's okay. How the heck did he get in the house? And then the intro song starts. I love the music in the intros. It's always so nice. There's a reference, popular culture reference. Yeah, Phoebe. The robber probably stole your Pat Boone Christmas CD. That's a commodity, you know.
Well, either we...
Can always rely on Andy to make sure everything's okay. After all, they're 3 girls living in a house and they don't have a security system. Come on, girls.
We could rely on our vicious guard cat to protect us. We could remember to lock the doors.
Kit. Shout out, Kit.
That is a really good idea, Prue.
Oh, this scene is so funny. Let me lock you in there real quick. We need me to lock the doors.
Unlock the door, Phoebe.
I love those sister moments. Some strange guy who's... So he's visiting Prue at Buckland's, her job that she got, and he wants this ring appraised, and he seems kind of weird.
It's a family heirloom.
That the Egyptians believed would protect them against spells, curses. This wouldn't be a wedding band, would it?
You tell me.
It's kind of interesting that his wedding band would protect against witches, considering what character he is.
Stones are set in twos. Duality, man, woman.
Encyclopedia, I know you're about to figure this one out. Wedding ring,
Protection.
And what does all that
protection.
tell you?
My name is Prudence. Someone from her past. Then she yells, "Get out," and she's not very happy, so I think we know what man in her life she's not very happy with. And he's pretty old, so
Stay away from us.
stay away from us, she says.
I'm staying at the Beaumark. What do you say you and your sisters join me for dinner? Let's say tomorrow night. We can talk.
After how you abandoned us?
Yep, confirmed it's her father.
I like that. It reminds me of someone I know.
I'm nothing like you.
That's rude.
I would never leave my responsibilities to my family.
Yeah. Don't compare her to you, buddy. You left your family.
I can see we have some issues to work through.
Oh, got the whole subscription.
That's annoying.
Now get out before I be thrown out.
Is that any way to talk to your father?
Just get out, man. Alright, he's leaving the office now after the stare down.
Oh, you went to you first. Not like I won the lotto. Did he ask about us? No. This will be part of our lives. There's only one way to find out.
They want to see
Why don't we
him.
dinner? Let's go see him. That's when we find out.
Perfect timing, right? It is a little weird that he did show up right when they found out they were witches, but you know, her sisters have hopes that maybe he could just want to see them. Is that so bad to have hope?
Graham's always told us he was a threat to us. There's no reason to think that that's changed.
Prue, it's not that I don't see your point, but you knew him, we didn't. Why can't we have a chance to know him now?
Because we really don't know why he's here. And until we do, we can't trust him.
Just putting her foot down on this one too.
Daddy?
What a nice surprise.
I didn't know I was supposed to wait for dinner.
Let me get a good look at you.
He's being pretty nice.
Little
He doesn't even know who she is.
Piper?
Nope.
Phoebe.
Phoebe.
That's okay. People confuse us all the time.
I should be slapped.
Barely, but no
A
thanks.
drink.
I don't want anything. I just wanted to look at you.
Aw.
How about a hug?
Good so far. Oh no. It's her dad holding the Book of Shadows and looking pretty happy. That doesn't seem like a good sign. It's just about the worst thing she could have seen at this moment. Wow. That was actually a pretty clean break-in because he just used his man breaking in, and he looks like he's headed up to the attic. So we know what he's looking for. There he goes. He knows his way around the house pretty well. And as he's trying... Why didn't you use your key finger to open the attic door? Okay, so much for not alarming them that somebody broke in. He just tore that door down. There he goes. Whoa, got that book. He's obviously after one thing, the book and the book only. But look at that, it won't leave. That's right. Nope, it's not going. Just as luck might have it, one of the girls is arriving. Prue's getting home.
Andy, what are you doing?
So Prue got home and he morphed into Andy. So is it really an evil mailman, or is it somebody morphing into a mailman? Now we know whoever it is, they're morphing. They're shapeshifters.
About tomorrow night. Run.
Excuse me?
The game.
Who popped back into my life? Victor, my dad.
She's just divulging all this life information to some sort of clone shapeshifter. Your dad?
Avoid that. Too bad the game's not tonight.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Here comes this crazy neighbor can lady.
Nice Friday though.
Bye. She's so weird.
Guess I'll get going too.
So she said yes to going to the game to Andy, but it's the morphed Andy. So real Andy doesn't know that she said yes to going to the Warriors game. So I wonder if he's gonna show up to pick her up, or if he's not gonna know. Awkward kiss. Prue's like, what the heck is the book doing out like this? Something's going on. It's not just a dog problem anymore. Notice how Andy said he had not checked upstairs yet, so he didn't see this. Yep.
It's someone who knows us and
Yep.
knows that we're witches, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
What? Dad? The moment he shows up, someone makes 2 attempts to grab the book.
I mean, it's pretty logical. It has to be somebody that knows their witches, you know, somebody that knows the house, knows about the book. Makes a lot of sense that it would be their dad.
Coincidence? I think not. The craft is a chick thing, Crew. It's passed on down through the female line.
That's also true. So he can't want the power for himself.
There's a good chance Dad doesn't even know where Chunk
Is if he could possibly be the one after the book, Phoebe has another premonition of good old dad with the book.
What was wrong with the book?
Come on, Phoebe, say something.
And why would he take it from us? Phoebe, help me out here.
Piper's like, support me. Phoebe's like, Phoebe, you can't lie. You know what you saw.
Phoebe. Okay. Let's just say he is after it. Wouldn't he have taken it with him?
Okay,
Well, we
let's
saw
call
the
cops
mailman
and
having that
report it
issue,
as
so
breaking
we know what
and tell them
happened.
Andy's already been.
Yep, Andy's already been there.
So Andy was here. Again. Convenient. Did you ever think of pointing the finger at him?
Stubborn.
Girls, the last time you would only eat food that was white.
Yeah, I was 3.
Right. I was 4.
That would have made you 1. You were a fish.
Let's try to remember this moment because he said that she used to swim as a baby, and later on, they do mention that she's the best swimmer, so, I mean, he's right about that. Don't make a joke about this. Have to have some answers. Meanwhile, we see Prue making herself some food.
My plans for tonight fell through. Figured I'd stop by.
Is it the real Andy, though? He seems pretty nervous.
And then all of a sudden there he was at work.
Can't believe it. How are you dealing?
I'm not.
I don't blame you.
He's always there for her. She can always vent to him.
What do you think he wants?
Dinner. Piper and Phoebe are there with him now.
They don't know him like I do.
You don't even know
I
him
can't believe
anymore.
I let them go. I can't believe they went.
You're not their
He's
mom.
acting like no time has passed, like I'm this little girl, and I'm not.
There are things that I want to tell him.
Then maybe you should have gone.
I want him to know what he missed, you know. The time I broke my arm. Our prom.
Didn't we miss that too?
Ooh, spicy.
I want him to know. I want him to want to know.
And I'm sorry, but I also want some answers. Like, where the hell has he been my whole life? Why didn't he come back until now?
You should be telling him
He
that.
needs to know that that's not okay.
So tell him. I'll drop you off.
Prudence.
Prue arrives.
Dad was filling us
The point?
that dessert. I'm not hungry.
You skipped
Stop.
walking.
But when they're back walking out the door.
Ooh. Looks like the dad's frozen.
Who wants flambe?
She unfroze the moment. That was pretty obvious that it's magic. Like, she's just standing up with the flambe in her hands. It's almost like the dad set that moment up.
Piper, you freeze time.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you move objects? Maybe. Premonition?
He knows too much. These morphing neighbors are so weird, and it's hard to tell if they're connected with the dad or not. Because here they are trying to infiltrate the house again and get the Book of Shadows.
Look, shapeshift into yourselves and we'll get back to the book later.
Don't piss me off, Fritz. How was I supposed to know Prue would come back with her sisters?
The little witch was supposed to be out on a date with that cop.
I think you would have been able to trick Prue into getting the book out of the house. Fritz, I can't now.
Yeah, so they're basically just shapeshifting into everybody at this point. We see what seems to be Piper and Phoebe in the house, but it's not. It's really these neighbors.
So what now, genius?
And they realize they can't get the book out of the house. Oh! Scary monsters. His reaction to the crows is pretty interesting. Listen to what he says. Friends of yours. There's random crows in their house and he says friends of yours. So obviously this is like bad connotation. He's trying to imply that since they're witches, they must have like crows lingering around in their house because, you know, it's the way that they live. So I don't think he has a great idea of witches either. Like he's, you know, insinuating that they hang out with crows and they have crows living in their home. Even if it was a joke, there's a little bit of truth behind it. Now they're just laughing and having a good old time. Like he didn't just mention all these crazy things about their magic. So annoying. Yeah, somebody left a window open. They're not our friends.
Do you remember the day this was taken?
Now here they are again, going through memory lane. Like, you guys, stop getting so distracted. Ask him about how he knows about the witch stuff.
You remember that, Prue?
Barely.
She doesn't need to lighten up. I'm actually on her side. He's creepy.
I had to take the pictures that day. Your mother was still holding her breath. That's her.
I never noticed.
This one used to be a 5x7 when I was still in it.
There's a... And with that, I just read from the book, and wham! I am Tabitha.
Tabitha, there's a popular culture reference. And the funny thing is that she mentioned the book. Don't talk about the book. He never said he knew about that. And you did like you stealing the book.
How long do you know?
There was a possibility. Must have happened when your grandmother died.
I just read an incantation from the...
He's excited.
Mind if I have a look?
He already asked to see the book.
Calm down, girl.
We could have destroyed them.
We have 3 dead witches and no way to get the book out of the house. We just killed 2 of them and we forced the 3rd to get the book out. These are good witches. Once we possess the book, we get its powers, and they're easy prey. We've already tried everything. We still have Victor.
So we recognize here that the neighbors are after the book and Victor's after the book, but this is when we realize a connection between the two.
What exactly are you accusing me of, Prue?
Figure it out.
Come on, Prue.
Take it easy.
Are you kidding me?
And then we flash to Prue accusing him of exactly what he's doing. So it's confirmed he's working with the demons and he's after the book.
Are you kidding me? Am I the only one who sees what's going on here?
Yes.
Couldn't we all just take a deep breath? Think about it, Piper. He wines and dines us. Now he's back in a house he hasn't set foot in 20 years. And the first thing he wants to know is where's the Book of Shadows? You're just looking for something to blame him for. Admit it.
I agree with Prue here. She sees right through the veil. And she's right, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta give this one to Prue.
Tell them why you're here.
Prue, stop.
For the first time in your life, Victor, tell them the truth.
You're right. I am after the book.
What kind of trick is this? What does he have up his sleeve?
Came back.
Dad.
It would make it easy if I were evil.
I'm not.
I'm here to protect you.
You're right.
From your That book is a magnet for evil.
I know, that's why you're here.
All these years and you try and tell us how to live?
I never wanted you to have those powers. I fought for you. Your grandmother was...
Wait, you're blaming Grams for why you disappeared?
Piper loves her
She
grandma.
loves
She's
us.
like,
She
don't go
raised
there.
us.
That ring protects you from spells and stuff like that, and he got it when he married her. It was a wedding band. So Grams couldn't use magic to make him stay away from the family because that ring wouldn't allow it. Then again, Grams is pretty powerful. I'm just saying, not likely. You took off on your own accord, I'm pretty sure.
All I want is what's best for you.
Now you want that.
Phoebe, you believe me?
It's funny how all he wants is what's best for them, and instead of like accepting them as how they are, what's best is him retrieving that book and getting it out of there. Dang, even Phoebe's not buying
You can't
it.
fight this. I couldn't.
I'm not you.
Stop.
Are you sure you can protect your sisters?
We'll protect each other.
Then you'll die.
No one can hurt us as bad as you.
Get the heck out of here.
Ask.
Okay. Bye.
Shapeshifting to me, the girls won't let me or anything that looks like me back into the house. One sister I can reach, Phoebe.
I'll reach.
A real father would know what buttons to push.
The ones that will get me back in.
So in this scene, no matter how you look at it, he's definitely working with these demons to retrieve the book, and he decides to use Phoebe's vulnerability as a weakness. So is that a good dad quality? Even if he wants the book to supposedly protect them, that's pretty, there's no way to justify that he basically just said, let me use Phoebe. That's my way in to retrieve the book. It's like, no, dude. I want to note also that Victor's very comfortable around demons. He's not scared, especially for a mortal. So, I just want to say that it's probably not the first time he's dealt with these type.
If you kill me, he'll never know what they are. He'll never get back into the house. Never get the Book of Shadows.
Doesn't seem very thoughtful. Because even if he thinks he has the situation under control and he's going to get the book and keep it and get rid of magic, these demons or shapeshifters are obviously going to get the book from him and probably hurt his daughters afterwards. So I can't say that I'm on Victor's side at all.
Good morning, Phoebe. call it truths just for 5 minutes, please? I have a confession.
Now you're gonna say it?
When we agreed to not see Dad.
Now?
Yeah, well, I did.
Hello, I was with you.
No, by myself before dinner. And I had a premonition about Dad when he hugged me.
Gosh, Phoebe has the worst timing. Why mention it now? I mean, maybe it's not too bad because you're pretty much letting them know that you guys made the right choice.
He was stealing the Book of Shadows. Yeah, you were right about him, Prue.
Beat her to the I told you so.
Want the premonition to be true, hoping that he was really here to be with us. I just wanted him back in our lives. He's our dad.
I know, Phoebe.
Aww. A nice Prue and Phoebe moment.
Hey, look.
It's Dad's ring. Must have slipped off when he fell.
Well, I would sit back to the top.
That was so funny. They just had a cute moment. Phoebe's like, I'm not ruining this.
I don't want to talk
Phoebe's getting the mail and he's ambushing her. So this moment's really critical when the dad approaches her because she doesn't want to talk to him because her and her sisters just worked things out and the last thing she needs is this right now. But it's just interesting because I really thought that it was the dad, but her premonition will show her that it's actually...
Gotta get the book out of the house.
You have to leave.
See, he's so desperate. So because of his desperation, you can kind of tell that it's the neighbor and it's not actually the dad. And then he hugs her and of course she sees the whole neighbor situation and she knows that he's not really her dad. And this moment right here, the premonition, I think it exonerates her dad to her because she thinks, oh, he wasn't after the book. All those premonitions that I saw was not really the dad taking the book per se. It was this shapeshifter demon that looks like the dad. But no, alas, your dad actually is involved and wants the book.
Excuse me. Hey.
Creepy neighbor.
No, this is my,
It's not your dad, you know that.
this is Victor.
We were just saying goodbye.
Yeah, I gotta run.
He's trying to play it cool.
Don't you trust me?
That's not after the book, it's Marshall. What?
Yeah, see, she says, Dad's not after the book. Actually, he is. He's working with Marshall. I wonder if demons make tasty cookies.
Door's unlocked.
Yeah, the door's unlocked. She just ran in there. Overbearing neighbors. I don't know if it's scarier. Keep it cool.
Will you save me a cookie?
Daddy's home.
He's like, let me try those cookies though. Daddy's home. That's about the creepiest thing he can say when he's been banished out of there. And here goes Phoebe searching the book.
I have no idea what I'm looking for.
And she says that the book starts going to the pages on its own. Love that scene. This is the first time in episode 3 that we see the pages flip on their own and go to a page. And it makes a lot of sense why this is the first episode we see that, because this is the first episode that they have help from up above, if you know what I mean. Somebody comes into their life.
Rid all beings from these walls. Save Sisters 3. Now heed our call. Rid all beings from Sisters 3.
Is she supposed to memorize that?
Okay.
She got it. She read the spell once, and she's pretty good at memorizing things. Now she's going to recite
You
it.
can't be here. Whoa. Time out. What's going on here?
Everything's gonna be fine. Don't trust him.
Last week we have no dad, and now we have two?
Phoebe, remember?
That's so funny.
And you were afraid of the dark.
This is so great.
Back to protect you. Now there's only one way to do it. Go out with a bang.
Do it, Phoebe.
The spell will kill everyone, including dad.
It's the only way.
Prue's like, I know it will. Do it. Like, basically help his daughters at this point. You know, he decided to not continue to work with the demons, and he made a good choice. But either way, not loving his choices. And say it. And I'll give this one to Phoebe. Well, I'll give it to Prue and Phoebe. Got rid of all of them.
Moment there, I wasn't sure what you would do.
Moment there, neither was I.
My dad's okay.
Not as long as I still thought of you as my little girl.
But you're obviously not anymore.
We're just witches.
Witches.
Yeah, witches. Hate that word.
Obviously, you don't need your own man to protect you from anything.
So they got rid of their neighbors.
Oh, Andy, I'm fine, really.
Looks like the next door house is for sale again. Phoebe's borrowing Prue's dress this time. Can we say pattern? But to be fair, episode 1 she did say she came with just her bike, so borrowing clothes is expected. Continuity.
I want to look nice for him. Who knows how long it'll be before we see him again.
You don't think he's gonna stay around?
Well, let's just
Phoebe's so pretty here.
I no longer have a romanticized image of him.
And I'm glad about that, actually.
At least that is real now.
That's good. Phoebe needed to learn that lesson about her father.
And at least he's not a monster, which is very reassuring considering we share his genes. I'm just glad he came back no matter how long he stays. Kind of nice feeling like a normal family again.
Piper always just wants to feel normal. Pay attention to this moment. So as they're speaking about their father, the doorbell rings. So you think it's their father coming over because they're all ready to see him. And Piper says, "Speak of the devil."
Speak of the devil.
You think it's their father at the door.
Must be Mr. White.
Have to see who opened that door. Well, Mr. Wyatt walks through the door.
The handyman?
The handyman. Shout out Mr. Wyatt. His name is actually Leo Wyatt. So Piper says, "Speak of the devil," and that's pretty funny considering who it turns out to be at the door and what kind of character he turns out to be. And Piper goes to answer the door. So I want to announce here that Piper saw him first. She did see him first. And then Prue says, "Hi, you must be Mr. Wyatt." And he's like, "Call me Leo." To which Phoebe says, "Gladly," and she smiles, and they share a little bit of a flirty moment. So I will say that Phoebe does flirt with him first. It's Leo Wyatt. He's the handyman. As of now, more on that later. And so Piper saw him first, but Phoebe flirted with him first. Take with that what you will.
The handyman?
Call me Leo.
Gladly.
This was on the steps.
Yes.
This place is,
And he hands them something that was on the steps.
you don't find me like this one anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen apart.
So the first thing Piper says to him is, "Yeah, it's kind of falling apart," in regards to the manor. Not very flirty, but she saw him first.
The problem isn't the manner. It's the manner in which it was treated.
Ooh, Leo.
See more.
And I would love to show it to you.
All right, Phoebe's going for it.
The attic is right this way. Guys.
So he's coming to fix the attic because remember the door got torn off.
Oh, I'll be right up. He's not coming. Who's not coming? Dad. I sent this. Girls, something's come up.
Sends them a video of when they weren't witches. The only time I liked you guys. Just kidding. By the way, I wonder if they hid the Book of Shadows as they sent Leo to the attic on his own to go fix the door. Just saying. They need to be a little bit less careless. I love this scene so much. It pans to the three girls watching these old videos and kind of feeling sad because their dad, again, let their hopes down. He actually lifted them up and made them think he was going to be there for them. And he even got Prue believing it. So he actually let all three of them down. And they're just sitting together, realizing that they have each other, watching these memories. And this shot is so, so iconic and memorable. Like, it just stands out in my head, the three of them sitting on this little chair together, watching these movies. I love this scene. The dad's in the videos, of course. He has to leave them with something that he's in. The music is somber. And the three grown-up sisters looking at their little baby selves, still feeling that pain. Prue. Piper. Aaron Spelling did such a good job of giving the sister aspect and always putting that in the forefront. The witchcraft was pretty important, but the sister thing and the family thing was the most important part of this episode. And it ends with the three of them. So that's the end of the episode. We're going to end it out with a cute little scene of the three sisters reminiscing on childhood memories and realizing that they have each other to lean on. We were introduced to Leo Wyatt in this episode. That's pretty interesting. We were introduced to their father, Victor Bennett. However, the father, it's a pretty interesting story with what happens with him because we will see him come up later, but it's quite different than the way that we've seen him now, completely. But yeah, the father does come up again, but it's just interesting. I want you to remember the way that he looks, particularly in this episode, because it will change later. So yeah, the whole father situation is a little bit unclear at this point because, as I said, he was still doing some shady things, you know? That really was him that they dealt with the massage moment, and like, you know, he was trying to get the book. Maybe he was really trying to get it to keep them from being witches, to protect them, and then in the end he realizes that it's good for them to be witches, but he still ditches them in the end and lets them down. So I'm not very happy with this father character. He didn't really prove himself, and the demons that we dealt with seem to be the neighbors, but we're not completely clear what his motive is or what's going on with him. So he basically wasn't a demon. He was after the book, so he was kind of like a threat, but he was after the book because he didn't want them to be witches anymore. So he hates witchcraft. And it was a little bit confusing this episode because everybody's morphing and shapeshifting, so you don't know who's who, what's what, you know. But we do know, basically, if we can break it down easily, the dog was the neighbors. The dad was the neighbors at one point. The crows were the neighbors. The mailman was the neighbors. So there you have it. Everything was the neighbors after the book. And the dad was a little bit in there after the book as well. And like I said, this Vanquish, we have to give a lot of it to Phoebe because she had those premonitions. And we have to give a lot of it to Prue because she had instincts on the father. But I want to say Phoebe's the one that really noticed the neighbor thing, which was our real problem. The morphing neighbors, the shape-shifting. Oh yeah, and one thing that we learned in this episode is that the book protects itself. It does not leave the house with random demons. They were able to grab the book, but they weren't able to get it out of the house. And then we have the moment where the shape-shifting neighbor when he breaks into the house, and what he does is he turns into a mailman and he uses his weird key finger and opens the door. So they've been doubting themselves this whole time and thinking that they're not locking their house door, which they really are. That's pretty annoying, like kind of causing a little bit of sister tiffs because they're blaming each other for that when it's the weird crazy mailman / neighbor. I also love that speak of the devil line that Piper says. It's just so hilarious and ironic. So that's everything. This was a pretty short one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, blessed be. So, yeah.
Did Prue ever call Andy back? Let's see how things went for them.
I have to wake up early.
No. I mean, not yet.
All right, what's going on? On their subtlety.
I don't mean to push it, but I was wondering if you're not doing anything. I kind of have these tickets.
I might have a thing.
A thing. So I have these parking tickets.
Gotta go. Besides, after what happened, Andy will be checking on us every 5 minutes.
Oh, you told him.
Convenient. Okay, we have to call the cops. And all of a sudden, there he was.
I can't believe it. How are you dealing?
Our prom.
Didn't we miss that too?
Where the hell has he been my whole life?
So tell him. I'll try.
That was fun. Okay, I gotta get through this. Gotta get through this, gotta get through this. Not sure who saw him first. I'll double check, but Phoebe definitely flirted with him first.
Machine.
Can't hear me. Yeah. Can you look at this? Who opened the door for him?
Piper.
Piper opened the door.
Yeah, Piper opened the door and opened it and walked out.
Okay, thank you. Are you making pop stickers? Can you make me some too? Don't mess with Cinda. Oh! Cinda, calm the heck down, okay? Calm down, girl.
Yeah.